Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is our Teen of the Week. And last week on the podcast, we talked about mutually assured destruction friendships. What is your stance on that? No. So I don't know if you
I'm
saw this, but I
taking the bag
explained this
takeaway.
by essentially, you have this group of people who are friends with each other, but if they were to stop being friends, they each have information on each other that they could both leak. So
Ah,
they stay friends because they would essentially stop being friends, and both their reputations would be ruined if they weren't friends anymore. So they both essentially have blackmail on each other.
okay.
And I did some polls on
Yeah.
Reddit after that episode aired, and saw that a substantial amount of people actually have some of that. This might be put onto the screen afterwards. So, have you seen anything like that, or have you noticed that?
Absolutely being in public school, especially around the people that I'm around, there
Mm-hmm.
are 100% mutually assured destruction. Now, I am a big theater kid. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
afraid to admit that. In fact, I just quoted Hamilton, so
Mm-hmm.
that will probably tell you about how much of a theater kid I am. So a lot of that space is dominated by women. That space, there is a lot of toxicity, especially among girls' friendships and things like that. I've noticed. So,
Absolutely. I mean, that's essentially where I came up with the term. I was looking at this group, a clique I was kind of allied with. If you guys go read the SSA book and web series, you guys know the links, and you guys know that GCAM was
Meet
the number one
GCAM, the school's
organization in the
emerging
school
world
that
power,
the
backed
agency
by
was
Ethan
aligned
Shea and
with.
his high-tech spy agency, SSA.
That's where I came up with the term mutually assured destruction friendship. And just like there was a group chat leak over, I guess, 2 weeks when this airs, I was saying if this group chat were to leak, that would be kind of funny. They each have information on each other that, if it leaked, would be disastrous for both sides. I really haven't seen that with males, but I don't really know if men have large friend groups, at least as much as women do.
well, I also think that a lot of guys' friendships, if you don't like a guy, you're just not going to be friends with him.
Mm,
But for girls, it doesn't really work that way. You have to stay friends with somebody, even though you're not really friends with them,
mm.
in order to maintain democracy, I guess.
I mean, yeah, that kind of does make sense. You have, especially in the scope of student elections, that's one of the things that I'm
Yeah.
super interested in. I'm actually putting together a presentation to present about the history of student council to my old high school. I was asked to present for history club,
Okay.
but I'm really big into that. I've made software to help simulate it. I wrote a book about my experiences in it. I've run for a student council twice, at separate schools, one in a Christian school and one in a public school. And I just think that women, or like girls, tell the secrets to other girls more than men do. Do you see that in schools?
Yeah, absolutely. And not just that, but girls will also try to find out as much as they can about somebody in order to have dirt on them. And I'm absolutely not saying this about all girls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying the typical teenage girl is going to find some dirt on somebody that they don't necessarily like. So if you have a falling out, if one of them has a falling out with their friends, they're going to go and dig up as much dirt as they can and hold that ready as a weapon.
I mean, exactly. That's where you have all the iMessage chats. That might be why Snapchat is so popular, because the messages
Yeah,
delete. I mean, that I should look into
absolutely.
that. They also seem to be a lot closer to each other than boys are with each other. Like, they go hug each other in the hallway. They'll go, for some reason, if one person needs to go to the bathroom, half the class needs to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And they'll be in there talking to each other. So, do you think it's more extreme on both sides? So if they're in a good period of time, if they're in a good relationship, they're gonna love each other like at a 10. But if it's a bad time, they're gonna hate each other at like a 0. But for boys, it's more like 5 to 7.
Yeah. I would say that a lot of that is that you're absolutely right. Girls do usually have bigger friend groups,
Mm-hmm.
and that's usually because they're able to express and I guess process their emotions better than most guys are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how women are wired. That's just a fundamental difference between men and women. That men are going to be more recluse, more leaders, and women are going to be more emotional and are going to be better at processing all of that. So that means that they're going to be able to have more friends, but at the same time, they're not going to want to just take off and leave those friends because of their social status. That most guys aren't really going to care. Some guys will, absolutely, but most guys are not going to care much about where they lie socially.
All
Whereas
right.
girls, yeah.
Oh yeah. Two more questions on this topic because I really want to get into this. Let's say that you are a male who's running for student council president or something like that, and you're running against a girl. What would your strategy be, knowing that the girls have some sort of competition with each other? They all have dirt on each other, but they're all super close with each other. Maybe there's two factions. What would your strategy be?
To that, I would say I'm not going to go and look up dirt on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If one of my supporters wants to do that, I cannot honestly say that I would stop them. But if I'm not going to be the one to instigate that, and I'm not going to tell anybody to go do that because I think that's wrong. But a lot of girls will just have those issues with each other already. So if one of those girls' enemies is going to go leak something, I can't do anything about that. I honestly think I wouldn't really have to.
So you're saying you would just let them let it play out, let them fight amongst each other, and then you just take the extra votes?
Yeah, so I would say I'm not going to do anything to try and demean her or like push her down because I don't think I would need to. The girls are going to have infighting themselves, and I'm just going to try and get as many people to vote for me as I can while promoting myself, not demeaning her, if that makes sense.
You kind of look like Chase from Zoe 101, and he ran for president against Zoe, and it was a disastrous election. They both dropped out. It was so sad.
Oh.
I think Zoe should have been president because she's pretty violent and upfront. She can really execute judgment, but she does a good job of being friends with everyone, even the people that she doesn't really like Logan.
To be honest, I haven't seen Zoe 101.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a little bit of a gap in my expertise.
But well, some of the people who watch this channel watch the show. I've put clips up on Instagram and on YouTube. They actually get pretty high ratings, like just little short clips of the show. It's really good.
All right.
Teen in school, and let's say that you want to run your own detective agency, because in the series SNLTW, the book and the election, and the web series, of course, it's about me running around being a detective agency, running for student council, kind of getting inside of student government and kind of merging it with the intelligence agency, kind of merging it, of course, with the cliques that we were talking about. But let's say that you're in school, you're pretty popular. How would you run your own detective agency?
I think that if I'm popular enough, I can get into contact with the people that I need to. Mm-hmm. So if I'm like, when I think of popular, I think of everybody knows me, but I also know everybody, if that makes sense. I know at least a couple people in every genre. Like I know, I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, I'm going to know a lot of people. So I'm going to be able to go to this person's friends and this person's friends and find out the information that I need to know.
So as a teen in school, how do you think that popularity works? Like, I kind of think it's kind of like a cryptocurrency pump and dump scheme, because everyone has to decide that you are popular, but how do you get those people to decide? You're kind of democratically elected, if you think about it, as popular, and you have to stay.
I think in my school, I might not exactly be an authority on this, because at my school, popularity is a little bit weird. I don't really know how to explain it. It's almost like everyone, I live in Tennessee, so there's a big Southern hospitality culture. So it does not take a lot to get in with the popular crowd, if that makes sense. If most of the people who want to be popular will be, who actually care about it will be, and most of the people who
try.
Yeah, really. I mean, you just have to go talk to the football players, and like wrestling is really big at my school, so go talk to some of the wrestlers. And everyone's so incredibly nice, at least most of the people are, that you're gonna find community wherever you go. So I'm not exactly an authority on this at all.
I've always wanted to go to a big high school football game. What is it like?
Big high school football game. I couldn't tell you, to be honest, because our football games are never that big because we lose all the time.
Oh, well, how many people show up?
We get quite a few. Probably about 300 most games.
300. I mean, that's pretty big. I know in Texas they have like huge college-sized stadiums. I've never been inside of them, but 300 people is still a lot. I mean, I graduated. My school had 50 people into high school, so that's 6 times the high school.
Yeah. Well, it's not too weird to me, to be honest. People just kind of sit in the bleachers, do their own thing, halftime, get some snacks. It's like, the fun part is being in the student section and cheering for everybody. That's pretty fun. Getting some body paint and stuff.
Is it true that the football players date cheerleaders?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So the movies are true.
The movies are true, yeah. It's not necessarily true, but it seems to be kind of like the people who want to date just to date are going to date the football players or the cheerleaders, vice versa, And the people who are dating because like they actually love somebody or like somebody or whatever are going to date whoever they want. Sometimes that is a cheerleader with a football player, but yeah.
All right, so final question, and then we'll end the recording. So in the SSLTW series, we have this whole thing about how dating kind of drives the school. It's kind of the thumb of what the agency is looking behind. They look behind dating, and it's kind of like you can see how everyone's dating and how it kind of intersects with each other. So it's deemed a national security threat. Do you see that teenage dating being a national security threat at your school? Do you see it kind of influencing elections, or how high school politics works, how cliques form, rise and fall, or if any secrets leak? Is that a thing that happens?
I can absolutely see how friendships will rise and fall, and how cliques will rise and fall, and people will get in and out of cliques based on who they're dating, whatever. And like some cliques will merge, some will leave and kind of split down the middle. In my experience, there hasn't been something like a big revision or a big gap between two people between two groups or cliques because of a breakup. But I know absolutely that it's happened.
I mean, I can see how if someone has private information that they have on someone, maybe like top secrets or phone passwords. I know that for some reason sharing passwords is popular amongst high school relationships. And since 98% of high school relationships fail, they will most likely fail before they graduate. I can see secrets leaking, passwords leaking, just being an entire huge breakup and shakeup in the schools' politics. I was reading a book on high school elections, and dating definitely influenced the results of that election, with people just revealing secrets. They knew about each other. I think this Angelina and someone else, they were running against each other. Angelina, and she was running against her ex-boyfriend, so they each had secrets on each other. They each had information. It was a whole thing, but I guess it's not like that in real life, or is it?
Yeah. In my experience, it's not really like that in real life, because mostly if there's a breakup between two people, they'll just keep it between those two people. And maybe the girl will go tell her friends, like, not to go talk to that guy or his friends anymore. But usually the guy's not really going to care, in my experience at least. Some breakups are pretty bad, especially with cheating and hookup culture and all of that. But usually it's not too bad from my experience.
All right.
I don't think I've ever stopped. Sorry. I don't think I've ever stopped being friends with somebody, or because my friend broke up with them, or I don't think I've ever stopped being friends with one person in a relationship because two people broke up.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being our teen of the week. And God bless. Tech talk to you later.